Hi there. This is Crystal from Crystal Obregon Coaching. And I tried to hop in here last week to talk about morning routines, and I had some technical difficulties. So I am back again. And so I am going to talk about morning routines all week, but I would like to start with talking about whether your morning routine is good enough, or if you are comparing your morning routine to others that you see posted on the internet or your friends or anybody's really. Because in a group I'm in a group with people that are students of my mentor, Brendan Burchard, and a man in that group posted um, about his morning routine and how he knows that Brendan really says that you need to have consistency and that your morning really sets you up for the day. And so he went through his whole ideal morning routine when everything went well, and it was drinking water and working out and nutrition and meditating and journaling, all these things which are super great. And then he said, but here's my problem is that I have three kids, and I think that they're like 5, 3, and 1, something like that. Maybe 6 is the oldest one. But he said, and they're early risers, which many youngsters are. And so he gets interrupted often, or he either gets interrupted or just it gets just stopped dead in its tracks. And he was getting up at 4 a.m. or something super early like that. And he said, and then his wife is often up with the baby at night, so she can't necessarily get up. And so it was a really good example of just needing some perspective, because when your kids are young like that and you have a wife you can't expect her to get up when she hasn't gotten a good night's sleep so that you can get your morning routine in. That's like a really good start to not having a long-term marriage. And I said a few things. I felt pretty passionate about the fact that when we're talking about high performance from the High Performance Institute and what I teach and coach on, it's that really you're looking for above average performance, while maintaining healthy relationships and well being. And part of that healthy relationship in that situation was that he needed to let his wife sleep if she had a bad night's sleep. Like, there's just absolutely no room for error in that one, because if she's getting up so that he can have his morning routine, that's not okay, and she won't forget that. Trust me. So that is just one example of where he needs to modify his morning routine, and he needs to make it just super short and maybe have a few add-ons if his kids sleep a little bit later. I mean, I know when my kids are 13 and 17 now, but when they were little, especially my son, he was up early. And so my morning routine would be to get up, make my coffee, and I'd have a few sips before he walked in, or when he was younger, woke up. And so my morning routine was to sip my coffee while I read to him, in like our favorite chair, and that was my morning routine. And the thing is that relationship was my focus at that time. And now my son's still a little bit more of an early morning riser, although he's entering his teens and he's very active, so he sometimes sleeps later. But if he walks in when I'm meditating, he'll sit down next to me, and I'll get a little teary-eyed with that. But he'll sit down next to me and sit for a few minutes while I finish my meditation as a 13-year-old. So what I'm trying to say is that I think that yes, your morning routine is really your best start to the day, but you have to take your circumstances into account. Otherwise, you're going to end up super frustrated. And, that's when having younger children is one thing. And then you might be caring for a parent or caring for somebody older. And that same thing can happen where they're getting up early. And you have to, you can't ignore your relationships or the other things that are going on in your life for your morning routine. So my point is to make a morning routine super important, but make it customized to you. Don't get into comparison mode. So I hope that helps you, and I'm going to be talking about the different aspects of a morning routine all week. So I hope that there's some kind of a button that you can push so that you get notifications when I go live. Otherwise, you can check in here if you don't catch me live. All right, so this is Crystal at Crystal Obregon Coaching, and I would love for you to share your experience with your morning routine in the comments below. All right, have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.